Many of us find pleasure in watching birds, whether it's in our own gardens or out in the countryside on a walk. From blackbirds to wrens, there's a huge variety to be found. The British Trust for Ornithology, or BTO, run a year-long survey every year called Garden BirdWatch. Garden BirdWatch is all about spending time enjoying watching your garden wildlife, and then using this to help the BTO collect the information they need for research into garden ecology. All you need to take part is a garden, an interest in garden wildlife, and a little bit of time to spend recording. The data collected by the Garden BirdWatch survey helps the BTO discover how wildlife uses the areas around our homes, and therefore how we can improve our gardens, towns and cities for wildlife. Here's Scott from the Science Skills Academy to tell you more.
Now, before we get out surveying, you'll need to register on the BTO website. This is free to do. Once you've registered, click Our Science and then go to the BTO projects, and you'll be able to see Garden BirdWatch as an option, and then join Garden BirdWatch today. Once you've clicked that, you'll be asked a few simple questions about your garden and the habitats nearby, and from here we can get out surveying. You can spend as much time as you want recording the birds in your garden, but try to spend similar amounts of time making your weekly lists so that they're more comparable with each other. Many people simply record what they see during the course of a week, but you might want to set a specific recording period, for example, while you're having breakfast each morning or just at the weekends. So now we're just about ready to start our survey. Now, when we're doing our survey, we should only be recording the species that we're actually confident to identify correctly. If you can't identify the less common birds that are coming into your garden, don't worry, it's okay to leave them off. You can choose whether or not to record other wildlife that's visiting your garden as well. When we're recording birds and animals, we only want to record the ones that are using the resources in your garden, actually visiting your garden. For example, birds that are visiting your bird feeders or using a bird bath, the ones perching in the shrubs, or even the ones nesting in the eaves of your house. Don't forget about things like swallows that are coming in, hawking insects coming through the garden, because they still count. For other wildlife, you can record things like butterflies feeding on your flowers or frogs living in your pond. Don't include birds that are just flying past overhead and not actually using your garden. It's fine to simply record whether a species is present and not include a number, but if you do choose to include a number of individuals for that species, please remember that it should be the maximum number of individuals that you saw at one time together. You don't have to provide bird food, but if you do, please record what it is you put out for them. And if you've got a pond or a bird bath, remember to mark water each time you submit your records. Now, you're not required to use binoculars, but they do help. But remember, if you are buying binoculars, your first binoculars, and it's just for looking at the birds in your garden, they don't have to be expensive. Now, I'm going to sit here and record what comes into my feeders.
Once again, your task is to sign up for the Garden BirdWatch survey and monitor and record the bird species you find in your garden. If you'd like to send us a picture of the species you discover, please ask your parents to email newton.rooms@hient.co.uk. Or alternatively, you can post your pictures on Facebook or Twitter and tag @SSA STEM. Thanks very much to BTO for making this survey available to us for free.